Hello, Seasonal Vantage Insiders. This is Alex from MarketWise Asia. Thank you for watching this weekly video update. So today's date, it is the 5th of February 2024. So as usual, a Monday afternoon. So as I'm doing this, the time now, it is at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So let's kickstart this session. So before I start, as usual, a disclaimer first. Whatever I share in this video is just for education purpose, not a recommendation to tell you what to buy or what to sell. So please do your own due diligence. Okay. So before we go into the details today, all right. So just let you know that tomorrow there is a live webinar. This is only meant for Seasonal Vantage Insiders. That is you. I actually sent out the email, I think a few days ago. I think right now, maybe near to about 90 people registered for it. Okay. So if you haven't, okay, please register for this live webinar that's going to happen tomorrow, 6th of February 2024. Okay, that is Tuesday tomorrow. So I will go through, okay, this is a very special one-time live webinar. So I usually don't do that. So I mean that, just want to really give you guys more value. So any question and answer, I will answer that. So if any pressing question do come, okay, the best time for you to learn, to ask me question is during this live webinar tomorrow. Okay, and of course there will be replay. I understand that there'll be confirmed there are some of you who can't attend this webinar, so there'll be replay, and once the replay is ready, I will upload the video into the member site again. But of course, for the best experience, okay, answer question, Q&A and all this, the best is tomorrow. I'll answer all your questions. And of course, I will also give you some more updates, okay, and also some of the learning points, like how to use the cloud, how to use the CPR, etc. Because I know that there are maybe some new people inside, okay, so I explain more in depth on all this, okay. All right, so do register for this live webinar that's happening tomorrow. I will post the link in the members area just below this weekly video updates. Okay, so that's all for now, and let's head back to the market. Okay, so a very brief update on the market right now. So this is the S&P 500. Okay, so the market continues to head higher for the S&P. For the Nasdaq also continue to head higher, all thanks to the Magnificent Seven like Amazon and Meta, where the tech earnings. Okay, and in fact I think it's the Meta up about 20% up. Okay, that will push up the index a lot higher. Okay, so this is the Meta and Amazon AMZN. Okay, also up about 8% up. So that really push up the index S&P 500. Okay, so you can see that for the S&P 500 on Friday, it is up about 1%. Okay, for the Nasdaq, it is up about 1.7%. So on the surface, right, it looks that the key indices are very strong. Okay, but actually on Friday itself, it is not. The Russell 2000, actually it is down. Okay, about 0.6%. The Dow Jones slightly up, okay, but the equal weight S&P 500 actually it is down about 0.09%, about 0.1%. Okay, so even though the market weight, the normal S&P 500 is up by 1%, the equal weight, okay, S&P, it is down, okay, and the equal weight, okay, Nasdaq, it is, even though positive, right, it is actually also not so bullish. It's only up slightly bullish, up about 0.35% only. Okay, and for the mid cap, it is pretty flat. It is just like about 0%. There's no change, so it's not all actually bullish. And if you look at the data over here, okay, so let's go back to the S&P 500 on Friday. So as I mentioned, S&P 500, okay, even though it's up by 1%, of course, Meta and the Amazon is up 20%, 8%. You realize that, let me try to, zoom in over there. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in. I think it should be okay. All right, zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this is on the day itself, last Friday, there's 500 stocks in the S&P 500, right? So it's up 1%, but you realize that, for Meta, Amazon, right, if you go down all the way, okay, all right, there's only about 229, it is positive. So less than half of the S&P 500, it is actually positive on Friday. The rest, you see that, from the 230 onwards, the 230th stocks onward, it is all negative down. So it's not that bullish on the S&P 500, even though on the surface it looks very bullish. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you, and I'm not trying to scare you. I mean that yes, the trend, it is still up. That's why I say that we shall continue to follow the trend until we are proven wrong. I think there's one insider who asked me whether I can short the S&P 500, right? S&P 500. I think there was a wash and rinse on this day over there. Okay, on the 31st of Jan. So I say that I don't really want to short. Okay, because the market generally is still up. Okay, so that's the reason why. Even though underneath the surface you could short some stocks, but overall the market still continue to grind higher. So that's the reason why. But to be honest, I'm still quite careful, cautious. Okay, I still think that the pullback, the correction will come, a steeper correction will come, but we just don't know when. Okay, the reason is very simple. Okay, so as I mentioned, one of the market internals that I watch out is the VVIX. Okay, while the market has been continuing to go higher, okay, the VVIX ratio is still going down. Okay, at one glance you should know lah. Okay, all right, if you go to the template, okay, I do the VVIX ratio over there. I do a line chart over here. Yeah, so this is pretty obvious. The divergence is getting more obvious. Okay, so while the S&P, this orange line is going higher, the VVIX ratio is coming down all the way. So again, this is not a timing tool. Okay, this is just acting as a warning sign so that don't be so aggressively going long. Okay, so yeah, I think there's one insider who actually emailed me asking on this. This is my answer. So again, I repeat, this is not a timing tool. We won't know exactly when the market is going to turn down, but it acts as a warning tool. Okay, because there's divergence. Okay, this is one. Another one that I'm going to show you is also the DP gallery, which I shared with you guys many times. If whether you are watching the public live stream or the insiders over there. So over here, just want to share with you on, where is it? The net new high, 52-week high. So even though the market is continuing to go higher, so it's all-time high already, okay? But you realize that the new high, the new high, right, it is actually not going higher. Okay, it's not going higher. All right, by right, if it is going higher, right, if market is really, really bullish, right, really, really bullish, right, it should continue to go higher. Then the new high is going to go higher. Then of course, as the market is going to go higher, okay, you realize that the market is actually not going to go higher anymore. That's a divergence also. So this is acting as a warning sign also. So while the market is all-time high, not all stocks are going higher. So you can see over there, right? Okay, I put this one over here. You can see that it is not going higher. It is not going higher. Let's zoom down to the most right-hand side. Okay, even though the market continue to go higher, this more recent high, but the net new high is actually going lower already. So this is also acting as a warning sign. Okay, and I think I also mentioned the percentage of stocks above the moving average, right? So I mentioned quite a number of times. Okay, so we are also like, this one, the percentage of stocks above 200, we are at the top over there. So it's like trying to go down, but not going down yet. So it's very hard to time exactly when the market will go down. So I have been proven wrong, even though I said that, I think that the market might come down at the start of January, but the market continue to go higher at the start of the year. So this is January, right? So I thought, you know, it might continue to go down low, but it didn't. So that's why I say that it pays to follow the trend. Even I got it wrong also, but the good news is, even though some of the stocks that I shorted, okay, or at least we shorted, some of them are still quite profitable, okay. Let's head back to some of the past example. I'm not sure whether how many of you actually remember. I think a few weeks back, I mentioned that start of the January, I mentioned that I shorted this thing called the HST, Host Hotel and Resort. Okay, so I shorted in the about 9th of January. So eventually, you know, price ping pong for a while, price went down lower. So I exited this on HST. So price never hit my stop loss. I just held on to it, but it was a long wait. Okay, you know, it doesn't feel good because, you know, there's opportunity cost, because I was holding on to this position and I could not enter into any other position, because, you know, my game plan is that at most I can hold 5 to 6 positions. I don't want to hold too many positions until I become ETF, right? So at most 5 to 6 position max. Max is 6 position max. Okay, don't try to hold too many stocks, because at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, you know, all 7 positions wrong, then I'll be, you know, a huge drawdown to my portfolio. So eventually, you know, I managed to exit the HST. Okay, for Eagle wise, right, this Eagle bulk shipping, I still hold on for quite some time. So even though price didn't go down lower, but it's starting to go lower. So I think that this is still pretty good. I'm still holding on to this Eagle. Okay, so HST, I'm out. Okay, all right. So yeah, sorry to jump about. So I forgot to tell this. Okay, so actually on Sunday, Powell come out and say that, you know, the Fed will move carefully on rate cuts. It will probably fewer than the market expect. So the market expecting that, you know, by March the Fed will actually lower the interest rate already. But it seems like Powell, you know, is trying to, you know, tell the market that, hey, you know, hold your horses, you know, don't be so anxious. I'm not going to cut the interest rate so fast. You know, interest rate is still high, it's still not at 2% yet, that kind of thing. So yeah, all right. So of course there's some market movement. Okay, later I'll share with you on that over there. And think that, okay, also want to let you know, right? Previously the bearish data for Fed and March ETF bearish data, I didn't include that inside. Okay, so now the data is out. Okay, so I already put it back inside already. So by now you should have the complete data for the ETF bearish data from January to March. So January, Feb, and March, you should be able to have it already. So inside here also, please go and download it. So in case you don't know, okay, so this is the member site. Go back to this report over there. Okay, the last one over there. Okay, it is updated. Okay. So for bearish stock, Jan, Feb, March, you have now for bearish ETF. You also have from Jan, Feb to March also have. Okay. So just in case, okay, you don't know, I've also added the members login, okay, on the seasonalvantage.com site over here. So if you're watching this on laptop, okay, this member login is at the top. So you can just click on it and go to the member site, enter your username and password. If you're using a mobile, I think the member login is somewhere in the middle, that kind of. So you can just search for it. Okay. All right. So easier for you to remember because I know that, you know, the login username, as in the login URL is a bit different from the seasonalvantage.com. So some of you might be confused. Hey, where do I get the URL again in case you forgot? So very simple, seasonalvantage.com, the members login, it is over here. Okay. So let's do a brief check on what was mentioned, okay, last week over there. So this is the members area. So last week, okay, before I go into the 10, okay, let's head over to the last week. Okay, so last week I mentioned a few stocks over there, okay, like Vail, IPG, SLX, Del Monte, and such. So personally, right, I mentioned that I entered into I thought I put it inside over there. Yeah, so I mentioned that I entered into Tesla, BJRI, and IPGP. Okay, Tesla, I know some of you actually followed me. So Tesla is actually not looking so good now for Tesla. Okay. So yeah, so even though it is still above 185, so on Friday actually it closed above 185 lah, but kind of still ping pong. So the best favorable period is until the 6th, that's until tomorrow. So after that, it is not so bullish anymore. But nevertheless, okay, we never know. So let's stick to our game plan. We put a stop loss already, just put it there. Okay, don't care about whether the market is going to hit us or not. Okay, I think there are also a few, I think, just before the Federal Reserve came out the announcement, right? I didn't just exit the position. But to me, it's that it doesn't matter, okay? I already know what is my risk already. So, when I first entered, it's above here on this day, right? I already know how much I'm willing to lose, okay? It could be 100, 500, 1,000. So that is my risk, my absolute dollar risk, okay? So my stop is there. So as long as it doesn't hit my stop, I'll just let it right on. Okay, so this is my game plan. It still haven't hit the stop loss. Okay, so this is Tesla. For IPGP, I'm still holding on. Okay, so yesterday, last week was still still hovering at the at this range bound area over there, but the pivot point is somewhere around here, so there might be some resistance area over there. And then I also have BJRI. BJRI is still doing quite okay in a decent profit. BJR. I don't know the name. The name doesn't sound very good. BJ Restaurant. If you know, you know lah. Okay, BJ Restaurant. Okay, so yeah, so I entered here. So it's still somewhere in profit right now. So okay. So these are the one. So for XLX, I know some of you are asking, I didn't enter XLX, but it doesn't look so good now. Okay, so now it's below the wash line, but it doesn't matter. I mean that if, as I mentioned, if you set a stop loss already, okay, based on the indicator stop loss that I mentioned, right? So whether your stop is here or whatever it is, I forget where is it really. In case it depends on where is your entry price. According to the 1.25 ATR, it did not hit your stop loss level. Just leave it there, okay? Of course, you can feel free to exit anytime, but I think for beginners, I think that it is best to leave it there until you hit your stop. Okay, don't try to try to edit your stop loss, thinking that you come down, but eventually price could just do like that and go up. Of course, I'm not saying that you'll do like this lah, but a lot of times, sometimes you try to you feel scared, that kind of thing. You adjust your stop, you remove your stop, whatever it is. Okay, I exit earlier. It doesn't do you good lah. Okay, once you entered, I think I repeat a lot of time. Once you entered, you should have a stop. Okay, just put your stop there. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, and during the webinar today, I'm going to show you, even though you are just, maybe you can just win 50% of the time. Okay, you still turn out profitable one. Okay, yeah. All right. So if you have your risk to reward, okay, 1:5R, like that kind of thing. Okay, I will go through with the webinar tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, this is the thing. And quite a number of stocks in focus, one that I mentioned, right, on this day, SME, SMPS, CPRT, all these are doing not too bad, with the exception of CBSH, because, okay, I think the fear of this regional bank is coming to come again. I think there's some new on the regional banks. I forgot the news already. I think it's like regional banks, news. Yeah, there's some brutal sell-off. There's some, like, they think there's some trouble with the regional banks. So with this, right, the CBSH is the one that's not doing that's not doing so well. CBSH, the rest are still doing okay. Not exactly moving a lot higher, but some are higher, some are still okay. That kind of thing. Other than that, the rest are still okay. So okay, Ken. Okay, so the video is about 19 minutes. We haven't even started for this today's yet. Okay, so so for the data for this week, right? So even though I say that I'm cautiously about the indices, right? Okay, let's just follow the trend. Okay, the market does not have a sell-off yet, so let's just follow the trend. Okay, don't try to pick a top and bottom. As I mentioned already, I try to pick a top, the market just continue to go higher. So let's just follow the seasonal data. Okay, All right, so for the data, right, so for let's go through the bullish data first. Okay, for the ETF, let's go through the ETF data. So for this week, the ETF data is from the Feb 4th to 11th Feb, 4th to 11th Feb. So I already filter already 4th to 11th Feb. So there's actually, by right, you should see that, this period of time, it is actually quite bullish one. There's a lot, okay. So for example, Semicon, clean energy and all these are so a few lah. So the one that I caught my attention, it is actually PPA, aerospace and defense, or in short, ITA also can, but PPA is also IT. There's quite a few setup or trigger on the aerospace and defense, stocks. So PPA is something that I'm looking out for. Okay, ITA, you can see over there, ITA. All right, from 6th of Feb to 22nd of Feb, all these are bullish play over there. So the rest are small cap, mid cap value. All this typically, the market is quite okay in February 1. Okay, so the issue is we don't know, when the market will actually turn. Okay, when you think that it's going to turn, the market just continue to go higher. So even though the market internals is showing that it is not doing very well, right? We don't know because it's not a timing tool. Okay, so there's quite a few. But industrial, semicon, all these are doing pretty well in February based on data, industrial, that kind of thing. Okay, so nothing much to talk about the ETF. You can go through them yourself, or you can share with me what you are looking at. Okay, the stocks wise, I have more things to share with you. So for stocks, okay, also from the 4th to 11th, you see that there's many stocks. Okay, there's many stocks. Okay, so about 320 stocks. Okay, from 4th to 11th. Okay, of course from 5th here, okay, until 9. There's many stocks. Okay, all right. The thing that caught my attention, there are a few. Okay, so let's go through a few of them over there. So the one that caught my attention, it is actually a few lah. Okay, LHX. This is L3Harris Technology. This is actually aerospace and defense also. Aerospace and defense. Can you see that aerospace and defense over there? Okay. So price has been going higher after a steady downtrend. Okay, and going higher. Right now, we are above the CPR. Okay, so this is the start of this is January. This is the start of Feb. So because Feb just starting out, so the central pivot range is not so clear. So, but the 3 dots is over here. The 3 dots is over here. Okay, the 3 dots is over here. Okay. So again, train your eyes. Where is the wash and rinse pattern over there? So you can see over there. Is there wash and rinse here? Oh yes, there's a wash and rinse pattern over here. So over here, okay, can you see that the low is actually 206.20. The prior day low, it is 207. Okay, so there's the wash line is 207.12. 207.12 over there. Okay, so this is the wash line 207.12. Let's see today, okay, whether price can stay above 207.12, preferably stay above the pivot point line over there. Then there'll be a slightly more bullish. Okay, this is the L3Harris. Another one that I'm looking at is actually Seagate Technology. Okay, Seagate. I think many of you are quite familiar with Seagate. They are quite famous for doing the hard drive. Okay, hard drive. So again, can you see that this month the central pivot is very narrow? The CPR is over here. Okay, and then on Friday, there's a wash and rinse pattern. So the wash line, it is actually on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, price closed lower than the prior day low. So the prior day low on Tuesday, it is actually 87.19. It is 87.19 over there. Okay, so can you see that on Friday, price has closed above the wash line over there? So let's see whether price can continue to go higher and close above the wash line for this coming week. Okay, this is Seagate, and then the other one that I'm looking at is CNK. CNK is Cinemark. Okay, so Cinemark, this is a consumer discretionary. So Cinemark has been in a downtrend over there. Okay, so for Cinemark, let's see the data. I'm going to show you guys the data. So for Cinemark, it is CNK, okay, Cinemark is here from 7th Feb to 21st of Feb for the past 15 years, okay, 14 years, it closed higher. So this is Cinemark over there. So can you see that on Cinemark, there is also a wash and rinse pattern over there, where on this Friday, there's a wash and rinse pattern. On this day, Wednesday, price closed lower than the prior day low. So there's a wash line. So the prior day low was actually 13.92, okay, 13.92 over here. Okay, so price has closed above the wash line on Friday. Let's see whether this coming week price can stay above and go higher for this coming week. Okay, all right, this is for Cinemark Holdings over there. And then I looking at also INFN. This is Infinera Corporation. Okay, Infinera Corporation over there. So for Infinera Corporation, it is INFN. INFN, it is over there. Okay, Infinera Corporation from 8th Feb to 23rd of Feb. For the past 11 years, price closed higher for the past 10 years. Okay, this is Infinera over there. So Infinera is pretty strong. Okay, I think this is a small cap, only 1.18 billion, but the price is pretty low. You can consider a penny stock or small cap, anything less than $5 or less than 10. But I think the price action still look okay lah. But this is something to keep on your watch list. So can you see that price, after a steady downtrend, okay, has go higher above CPR. Right now, we are still above the CPR. Okay, so can you see that there's also a wash and rinse on a Friday. Okay, so can you see that this the low over there where price closed below the prior day low. Okay, so the prior day low, it is from this bar, it is actually 5.13. 5.13 over there. So you can see that on Friday, price closed above the wash line. Let's see whether price can continue to go higher in this coming week or so. Okay, price must stay above 5.13 over there. Okay, this is INFN. Another one that I'm looking at, the last one is actually this Axon Enterprise. Axon Enterprise, it is actually also aerospace and defense. Can you see that? Aerospace and defense, not too bad, right? So, price has been going higher for this Axon, okay? And then ping pong over there. Right now on Friday, we are still above the central pivot range over there. So there's also a wash and rinse pattern over here. So on the 31st, price closed lower than the prior day low. Okay, so the prior day low, it is actually 253.4. 253.4. Okay, and then yes, on Friday it closed higher. So let's see whether this week price can stay above the wash line at 253.4 over there. So let's see whether it can go higher. So these are the few stocks that I mentioned. LH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stocks are in focus over here. Okay. And for the bearish data, for the stocks, actually you realize there isn't much. Okay, I looked through some of them. There isn't much a setup or a trigger. So you can still go through them. Okay. Anyway, you can let me know what you are watching. Doesn't mean that I'm always right. Okay. There are certain stocks that I miss, or that certain stocks you find that that's interesting. Okay, you can also let me know in the comments. Okay, I can share my comments or whatsoever. Those stocks that I didn't mention doesn't mean that it can't go lower. And for the bullish one, those stocks that I didn't mention doesn't mean that it can't go higher. So there's too many already. I'm just trying to give you some ideas to streamline the watch list to some of the stocks that I'm watching right now. Of course, along the way, there are still more stocks that will update in the members side as well. Okay, another one that I want to share with you guys is the bearish ETF over there. Okay, all right. So I didn't filter here, but one thing I want to share with you that for the treasury bonds, okay, from 1st of Feb to 22nd of Feb, okay, for the past 16 years, okay, 81% of time it is down. Out of the past 16 years, 14 years, it is down during this period, TLT, okay. Of course, I just
give you this bearish data today only, but I starting to show this. I mean that I knew about this also not too long ago. I think last week I mentioned, hey, the TLT actually not too good over there. I mean that for the seasonal data lah. Okay, and then all right, so you can see that for TLT, this is the data. Okay, so here, all right, so I actually shorted the TLT on Friday. There is also a wash and rinse pattern over here. So on Friday, this is the high, very bullish. Okay, the bar get higher, bigger, and this one is very big green candle over there. And right now we are hitting at the peak of the seasonal data over there. Okay, so you can see that there's a wash. Of course, there's a big gap down. So my stop based on the 1.25 AT, I think is somewhere around here only. It's somewhere around here only. Okay, all right. So you can see that this the high is 96.60. Okay, 96.60. This is the wash line over there. So I shorted here somewhere around there lah. Okay, so yeah, based on the CPR, we are at the CPR, so there could be some support there. But if you actually look at the real treasury bonds futures, these 30 years treasury bonds futures right now, you can see that right now it is about down about 0.33%, and we are, as of now, we are already below the central pivot range now already. Okay, and then for the 10 years, okay, we are also below the central pivot range over there. Okay, so yeah, and plus very coincidentally, the Fed, the power came out with news on Sunday, so that lead to some bearishness as well. So again, I won't know whether really the TLT will like stay put here and go higher or not. But I'll just based on my seasonal data over there. Okay, price could continue to go down lower. Can continue to go down lower there. So of course you don't expect price to crash all the way down lah. Okay, that kind lah. Okay, so I think by somewhere around here, okay, you should have some profit already. So let's say for example you do the stop loss over there. Okay, so you do the short position over there. Okay, all right, so let's assume that you are able to enter at the closing price last Friday. Okay, by here 1.5R, it is over here just below the swing low, so you need to exit here. Okay, there's profit to be if price is reaching there. Again, I'm not saying that price will definitely reach there. I could be wrong, and price ping pong and go higher lah. But when there's profit 1.5R, you should take profit. Okay, one case in point, okay, I think is this JP Morgan, which I mentioned I think last 2 weeks or so. So for this JP Morgan over there, can you see it over there? So during this market update, last week also, there's JPM. I mentioned last week. Okay, I know a few went entered, and I also know that Mary actually entered. Okay, Mary, I think you should have exited the position now, or at least take some partial profit now. So when I first mentioned for example JPM, right, it is here. Okay, it is here. Okay, of course you can't enter here, which is on a Friday. You most likely enter on a Monday, which is here. So let's assume, okay, you entered, on the closing price on Friday, which is at about 170.31. Okay, 170.31. Okay, you managed to get the area. Okay, 170.31, which is here. Oops. Okay, so this is a long position. You check this. So which means can you see that 1.5R, all right, it is here. It is here. So if you write from here to here, it is 1.5R. Your stop, it is just below the low over here. Okay, you will have profit one. Okay, don't be so greedy. You want to write until like 3R, 4R. Okay, of course, even if you still held on to it, 2R, there is also profit one. Okay, so you should exit also, or at least take partial profit and trail your stop lah. Okay, after that, you see after 2R, you see price come down again. So that's the reason why I say that, 1.5R, if the position is in your favor, a lot of time, okay, it is quite cleanly, you can get it in one sweep and then you exit, okay. 3R, 4R, quite difficult. You might need to endure some correction or pullback. So, okay, so this is one example. So on tomorrow, the live webinar, I will go through with you some of these things, where to set your stop and all this, okay, a refresher, or talk about the cloud and people points, central people range, and all this lah. And of course, your question and answer, I will answer them live also. This is the best time to interact with me. Okay, so just treat it as a very casual webinar. Really, I really want to give you guys some support and good content and value out there. Okay, I think with that, that's all for today's session. So I will see you guys again tomorrow webinar. Okay, Ken. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.